Tell us a little bit about the making of Kerry Rego as an economic unit of one and what you've done both in substance and in form in order to promote yourself.
You know what's funny is that I tell people to have a plan, but I didn't have a plan. Social media wasn't an issue when I just simply landed in the middle of it. I looked up one day and I realized, oh my gosh, there's a storm happening. I need to figure this out. But I was way ahead of everybody else, so I picked up one piece at a time. I actually just enjoyed using some of the tools. I enjoyed Facebook. I enjoyed Twitter. But my favorite way to really approach this is what I call follow the rock star. Pick somebody, which I did, pick somebody that you can emulate or you can pay attention to and look and see how they've done it. Actually, Mari Smith, they call her the Pied Piper of Facebook, was who I modeled myself after. Not entirely, because she made choices that I wouldn't necessarily make, but it helped me learn what was important to me and what I wanted to be known as. And I had a saying that was running through my head. I don't know where I first heard it, but it was a mantra. Run your life like you're going to be president someday. What is it that I want people to know about me? What is it that I want to share? So over time, I collected some of these tools. Blog, and I switched from Blogger to WordPress when I discovered I liked one better than the other. I used Facebook, and when I recognized how important it was, I developed a Facebook business page. That's still my main center of use. Just recently, I recommitted myself to Google+ because of its advanced search engine optimization and the fact that Google is kind of forcing us to use it. SlideShare is a tool that is like YouTube for PowerPoint. Has a tremendous search engine optimization capacity. So anytime I give a presentation, I speak about 55 times a year, depending on the year. But every time I give a presentation, if the information is valuable as a takeaway, I will post it before I even walk into the room, give the attendees a link, and it does great for me. Yeah. They get the takeaway, nobody needs any paper. So I picked a tool from just about every category and worked with all of them. Why use duplication? LinkedIn, probably the most important tool. And I have a saying that if this is Survivor and I have to chuck everybody off the island, I keep LinkedIn. It's that important.
Yeah, it's powerful.
So you can very easily craft the reputation that you want. And it can be as simple as picking the best picture of you and using it everywhere, because your face is even more important than your logo. I don't know about you, I don't remember names that well until I've seen them written down. So when I meet you, I look at your name tag. I look at your name tag several times. I need your business card. I need to look at it and I need to flip it over. But I can remember your face, no problem. So one of my techniques has been to use the same image in every place I can possibly use it so that my face is the equivalent of a logo. And I change that picture about every 18 to 24 months. But that's been very, very valuable. And being physically present, you can't have digital and not have physical.
So the utilization of technology and social media for you has really become a mindset that you actually live every single day. What advice would you give to educators about the mindset associated with technology and with social media in today's day?
Something I like to tell everybody, but this will be useful for educators as well, is if I hand you a hammer, you can go break a window or you can build a cathedral. It's your choice what you do with that tool, just like a book, a pencil, piece of paper, that kind of thing. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to happen? And then look for the appropriate tool that will achieve that goal. Often people get that backwards. But as far as the mindset for educators, I like to look at what kids are doing. I like to ask them questions. What are you using? Well, why are you using that? I think we need to ask more questions about what they're doing and why than giving them the answers. We don't have all the answers. And the longer that we believe we have all the answers, we are shutting down an inflow of information. Kids are fascinating to me. And it's not like I love all children, but around this particular subject, every single kid that interacts with technology has some piece of information I don't have. They're a native. They see it differently. We had to go from really terrible programming and horrible computers. They've got it easy. So they're able to absorb it in a way that we simply can't because we have too much bad computer baggage from the years of use. All they have is great design, and Steve Jobs said it, good design is when you don't see the device anymore. You see straight through it. We forget that the computer's there. So kids see things and have concepts about technology. They don't even call it social media.
Well, you know,
they call it the internet.
It's fascinating because, you know, one of the entire premises of this course is making sure that we're unleashing the purposeful elements of children and of young people and of ourselves and creating some level of external reality that either mirrors or is in alignment with that. And I think what you're talking about is really be mindful of what you can do to unleash what's inside these young people instead of squish it.
Absolutely. And if it's sit down on the floor with them, I think a lot of it is levels of power. If we're all on the same level, then we can all much more easily accept that you have value to me and I have value to you, and it's an interchange of information. I'm not lecturing to you. You have information that can change my life. What do you got?
Absolutely.
Getting down on the same level and removing that power is really, really important. And kids respond. And if you start asking them questions and you act like you don't know, they really light up because they realize they know something and it's important to you and you're interested. That's why I love going to schools and talking to kids, because I ask them those questions. And I often talk to kids that are in at-risk situations or are in alternative community education systems. And not often do they get looked at like they have information and power and value. So when I ask them what they're using and I ask them question after question after question, they start to warm up to me and they realize, she's cool.
Well,
that's how they say it.
That element of discovery through questioning will allow them to find out things about themselves.
Absolutely.